Hey guys, season's greetings to you all. It is Sahid back on here, and I welcome you back to visit Pathfinders. Looking to migrate to the European Union, Asia, the UK, the US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and so on. Look no further. So right on point here. Kindly like and share our videos, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on the all important notification for new videos as we release them so you can have them all come straight to you. Today we shall be looking at different types of property or apartments in the US, the UK, Canada, and so on. So we're looking at these properties with respect to their pros and cons. So when it comes to finding the perfect living space or apartment hunting can be really an exciting yet overwhelming experience. With the variety of options available, it's really important to understand the pros and cons of each type of apartment. So in this video, we will explore the merits and demerits of the various apartments or the popular options that are available, helping you to make an informed decision for your next home. So most newcomers generally in a new country often have to book temporary accommodation such as hostels or hotels or Airbnb, putting up with families and friends, etc., just for the first few days or weeks of life in the new country. So this gives them the ample opportunity to be able to explore their city of arrival, search for permanent rentals, when you're looking at an apartment for rent or to buy, realtors are really pretty important. What are the types of properties or apartments that we're talking about today? So generally in Canada, as an example, most common houses are detached and semi-detached homes. So we got townhouses, we got condominiums, among others. So in the UK, we've got terraced houses, we've got the semi-detached homes, we got the detached homes, we got bungalows, cottages, etc. Whereas in the US, there are mainly cottages, bungalows, duplexes or triplexes, condominiums, co-op, and so on. So let's pick them one after the other. So the first we'll be talking about are the detached homes. So a detached home is one of the most popular type of house in these countries. And the detached homes are actually single structures with their own surrounding property. So they don't share any walls with other homes. So in addition to this, most of the detached homes have a front yard and backyard. So they are great for families looking for additional space. And what are the types of detached homes that we've got? So we got one of those being bungalows. So bungalows are a type of detached homes. Bungalows are typically having or minimal stairs with most living and sleeping areas on a single floor. Some bungalows have a single flight of stairs that lead up to an additional bedroom, but many bungalows also have a basement. So what other types of detached homes are we discussing today? So we would also be talking about the split level houses. So the split level houses are actually rare to see. It's really rare to see newly built or split level houses today because though they are still very popular among house hunters, and this is because this type of homes typically have multiple levels. So in most cases, the main level has common living areas such as the kitchen and living room. The upper level would have bedrooms, while other lower level would usually be used as a family room. So, what other types of detached homes are we looking at? The other ones are the duplexes, triplexes, and fourplexes. So, duplexes, triplexes, and fourplexes contain two, three, and four housing units respectively, and this is contained inside a single detached property. So each unit will have its own separate entrance and may be on a different floor. So these types of houses in Canada specifically typically have one owner with additional units being rented out. So what are the pros of or what are the advantages of a detached home? When it comes to the advantages of a detached home, this kind of homes have got a lot of space. There is privacy and your independence is also at maximum. So when it comes to value usually increases over time, and making the house purchase more like an investment. So also for storage space, there is a lot of storage space in a detached home which allows for more material possessions, whether for hobbies or bulk buys. So what are the disadvantages of having a detached home? So when it comes to the disadvantages, so maintenance can actually be very costly and it can be time consuming. Also, cleaning is a bigger job to do in a detached home. And the prices may also be higher than other types of homes generally. Next up, would be discussing the semi-detached homes. So for semi-detached homes, these are houses that come in different sizes, but they all have one thing in common, and that is a wall that is being shared with another home. So the semi-detached homes may also share other elements such as a fence or driveway. And the semi-detached houses, they are usually cheaper than the detached homes. Of course, you got to give up some of your privacy because it's a lower cost, so some level of privacy has to go with it. So unfortunately, that is the situation with semi-detached home. So, and if the structure was built well, you might never hear your neighbor, but that is not always the case. So, what are the merits of you having a semi-detached home? So the merits include the fact that they're cheaper than detached homes. The owners are responsible for their own home, but sometimes all of the owners share in the cost. But all of the owners share in the costs or they work to maintain the common areas and insurance. Also, it is excellent for someone who wants a yard with more space and privacy and where detached home is not really suitable or it's not affordable. So, talking about the demerits, in this, there is actually no privacy as it is. So, also arranging repairs or extensions, that's a bit cumbersome because you're having to consult with neighbors sometimes to carry out some of these extensions or repairs. Also, you've got some limited parking space as there is no separate garage. In most cases, it is shared. So next up are townhouses. So townhouses are a row of homes where each unit shares walls on both sides with their neighbors. They are houses that are actually connected to others in a row. So usually it is with space for a small front lawn or backyard. So townhouses are typically cheaper than detached or semi-detached homes because they tend to be narrower and some luxury townhouses are actually available these days that can be pretty expensive. Townhouse owners have got their own private backyard while others have ground level or rooftop courtyards. Each owner is responsible for their own individual property. So, when it comes to the pros and cons, generally, the advantages for the townhouses include the communities are, tight knit due to close quarters. Also, it's usually the homeowners association cover maintenance through their membership fee. So, prices are typically lower than standalone units. When it comes to the disadvantages, so renovations are actually needing approval from homeowners association usually. And also some walls are shared with neighbors, which decreases privacy. When it comes to space, the space is also limited, though more available than when in apartments anyway. So let's move on to talk about condominiums. So it is referred to as condos for short. And they are large buildings that contain many smaller housing units. They are apartment units, multi-unit buildings, or high-rise. Each unit has an individual owner. There could be many common elements such as lobby or fitness center, or the parking garage or pool, or the yard. So there are things that really bring you together with other people or with other neighbors. So when it comes to the pros for these condos, the maintenance and repairs are covered. So you got nothing to worry about when it comes to maintenance and the repairs. When it comes to the utility, so the utility bills are also lower as you may not have to pay for water or heat. So also the amenities such as security or fitness centers may be included. So what are the disadvantages? So the disadvantages of condos are the fact that privacy isn't promised, so you can't be too sure you will have the privacy. Parking can be a hassle because if the building doesn't have a designated garage, then it becomes a tough job finding a place to park. So the space is also limited, and if you do have a yard in any case, it is even shared. So the space is actually very limited. So let's move on to talk about terraced houses. So the terraced houses they're defined as a house built as part of a continuous row where the attached homes share sidewalls. One of the main reasons terraced houses are popular is because they are they are a fair amount cheaper than detached and semi-detached houses. So these are houses that are, very popular in the United Kingdom. So when it comes to the advantages, so a terraced home is arguably the cheapest type of housing you can purchase in the United Kingdom. They require less maintenance overall because of their smaller square footage. So when it comes to the disadvantages, they are really pretty smaller, and they've got less space. Literally, they often also come with little or no garden space. Perhaps you have two sets of neighbors, so you can expect to hear them from time to time, which means less privacy. So, like we talked about earlier, a bungalow is a type of house with only one level. Sometimes upper room set in the roof. Typically, when it comes to the advantages of bungalows, so bungalows, for the most part, are cheaper than storage buildings, and they're easier to clean and maintain as there is only one floor and no stairs. So they also hold their value quite well because fewer bungalows are being built every year. So when it comes to the disadvantages, so bungalows have the highest cost per square foot as they are built across more land. And there are also larger living areas, which usually would mean of smaller bedroom sizes. Finally, we'll be talking about cottages. So cottage is a smaller house, usually in the countryside, which is most of the time away from the cities or the so when it comes to the advantages, so cottages lower environmental impact, and they're quite private or usually come with additional land. So in terms of the disadvantages, so cottages come with less space than the storied homes as there are fewer rooms. So cottages also in most of the rural suburban areas can be pretty expensive. So which is kind of one of the downside of you having a cottage. And that brings us to the end of the review of the different kinds of property, all the kinds of apartments that you've got across different parts of Europe and the Americas generally that you would come across if you're looking to especially purchase or buy a permanent home, which gives you an overview of the kinds of homes that we've got and which what are the advantages and disadvantages that actually can push you towards or away from different types of apartments or properties that exist in mostly in Europe and the Americas. If you find this information really valuable and you're eager for more most updated information and immigration tips to successfully migrate, please subscribe to our channel, like and share our videos, and turn on the all important notification button. Feel free to leave your comment in the comment section. So if you do need help with specifics or individualized services in particular, please kindly contact us at visapathfinders@gmail.com. Thank you very much for being there always, and see you soon again. This is Sahih signing out. I'll see you soon again. Thank you and bye-bye.